After 18 years of marriage, she kicked me out. My home, my life, everything gone in a single slam of the door. I thought my story ended there. But 3 hours later, the sheriff knocked, and everything changed forever. What happened next will shock you. It was a quiet evening, the kind where nothing seems out of place, until your world collapses. I stood there, staring at the door that had held so many memories. 18 years of shared life vanished in moments. My wife didn't even look back. My hands trembled, my heart pounded, and the street around me blurred as I tried to process the betrayal. I remembered our first meeting, the first home we bought, the children we raised, the little moments, the quiet dinners, the whispered "I love you" before sleep, suddenly seemed like a lifetime away. Everything I thought was love, trust, and partnership now felt like a lie. But somewhere deep down, I knew this wasn't the end. Something was hidden, a secret that would explain why she had done this. She didn't just kick me out, she had planned this. And it wasn't just anger or a whim, it was calculated. 3 hours later, I was sitting in the rain when the knock came. Not from her, but from the sheriff. My stomach dropped. Why would the law get involved so quickly? What had she done behind my back? My mind raced, and slowly, the terrifying truth started to emerge. Revenge doesn't happen instantly. It requires observation, planning, and patience. I began to piece together her actions, hidden accounts, secret emails, lies she told to friends and family. Every detail became a weapon in my mind. I realized that if I acted carefully, I could turn this betrayal into justice and reclaim not only my life, but the dignity she had tried to destroy.
That night, I didn't sleep. I couldn't. My body was exhausted, but my mind was wide awake. I replayed every argument, every strange behavior, every moment I had ignored. Patterns began to form. This wasn't sudden. This was planned. And if it was planned, then there had to be mistakes. Nobody plans the perfect betrayal. I started where I always handled things. Our finances. Accounts I didn't recognize. Transactions I never approved. Emails forwarded to an address I had never seen before. Slowly, the truth crawled out of the shadows. She hadn't just pushed me out of the house. She was trying to erase me from my own life. The next morning, I went to the sheriff's office. I expected hostility. Instead, I found confusion. The report she filed didn't match reality. Dates were wrong. Claims were exaggerated. The sheriff didn't say much, but his eyes told me everything. This case wasn't solid, and for the first time since that door slammed shut, I felt hope. I didn't want revenge driven by rage. I wanted revenge built on truth. The lawyer listened quietly as I laid everything out. When I finished, he leaned back and said something I'll never forget. "You don't need to attack her. Just let her lie stand in the light." That's when I knew. This wasn't about destroying her. This was about letting her destroy herself. I moved quietly. I changed passwords, secured my accounts, backed up everything. No threats, no confrontations. Silence is dangerous when someone expects chaos. Every move I made was invisible, but irreversible. She thought she had won. She told people I abandoned her, that I was unstable, that the sheriff proved it. She walked through the house like a conqueror. But confidence built on lies is fragile, and soon it would shatter.
The first letter arrived on a quiet morning. She didn't expect it. Her smile faded as she read it again and again. An audit request. Not an accusation, just a question. That's how fear begins. Not with shouting, but with uncertainty. For the first time since she kicked me out, she felt something was wrong. People started asking questions, small ones at first. Why did the dates not match? Why were accounts removed before the separation? Her stories began to collapse under their own weight. Lies require maintenance, and she was running out of breath. When she called me, her voice wasn't angry, it was nervous. She didn't threaten, she asked. That's when I knew the balance had shifted. I didn't argue, I didn't explain, I simply listened. Silence can be terrifying when the truth is already speaking. In court, facts don't care about emotions. Documents speak louder than tears. Her lawyer avoided eye contact. The sheriff's report was questioned. The timeline didn't survive scrutiny. With every fact presented, her confidence drained away. That house, the one she thought she had claimed, felt different now. Quiet, heavy, empty. Power built on lies always collapses inward. She had pushed me out, yes, but in doing so, she exposed everything she tried to hide.
3 hours after the final documents were filed, the sheriff knocked again. This time, it wasn't a threat, it was confirmation. Every claim she had made had been disproved. Every manipulation was exposed. The law, impartial and steady, had finally caught up with her. I opened the door, suitcase in hand, and looked her in the eyes. Silence spoke louder than any words. She realized it then. Every lie, every betrayal, every attempt to erase me from my life had failed. Friends had sided with truth. Family had seen her schemes. Even the neighbors whispered. Her empire of deceit was crumbling, and for the first time, she felt powerless. The tables had turned. I didn't celebrate her downfall. I didn't gloat. Revenge is not about cruelty. It's about reclaiming what was stolen and finding peace. I walked out, the early morning sun warming my face, knowing that the burden of betrayal was finally lifted. I had my life back, my dignity, my freedom. Life after betrayal is not just about moving on, it's about growing stronger. I learned patience, strategy, and the power of calm justice. Some doors close violently, but new ones open, bright and welcoming. Today, I step forward, unchained, unbroken, and ready to live the life she tried to take from me.